My girlfriend said, "You don't match my circle. You make me look out of place." I replied, "Good to know." That weekend, I skipped the party she swore I had to attend. When she arrived and saw who was standing beside the host, the same person she thought would ignore me, her smile died before she reached the door. I'm Nathan, 29, and 3 days ago my girlfriend told me I wasn't good enough for her social circle. By that Saturday night, she discovered exactly why the host of her most important party had personally invited me, and why I decided her circle wasn't worth my time anyway. I'd been dating Maya for about 7 months. We met at a coffee shop downtown. She was working on her laptop. I accidentally bumped her table, apologized, we started talking. She was 27, worked in marketing for some tech startup, had this whole polished aesthetic going. Designer clothes, perfectly curated Instagram, the kind of person who knew which restaurants were in before anyone else did. At first, I thought it was attractive. She seemed confident, like she had her life together. I wasn't exactly her usual type. I'm pretty low-key, don't care much about brands or social media clout, just live my life. But she said she liked that I was different from the guys she usually dated. Said it was refreshing. That should have been my first warning sign. About 3 months in, things started shifting. She'd make little comments about what I wore. "Are you wearing that to dinner? Or maybe you should get a haircut before we see my friends." I brushed it off at first. Everyone has preferences, right? But the comments kept coming, getting more pointed. 4 months ago, she invited me to a party her coworker was throwing. Some rooftop thing in the expensive part of town. I showed up in jeans and a button-down. Nothing fancy, but clean and presentable. The moment we walked in, I could tell she was uncomfortable. Her friends were all dressed like they'd just stepped out of a magazine shoot. I didn't care, but Maya definitely did. She spent the whole night either apologizing for me or positioning herself away from me in group photos. When we got back to her place, she said, "You could have tried a little harder tonight. I told you this was important to me. I wore a nice shirt. What else did you want?" It's not about the shirt, Nathan. It's about fitting in. My friends notice these things. Then maybe your friends are too focused on the wrong things. She went quiet after that. We didn't talk about it again, but the dynamic had shifted. 2 weeks ago, she started talking about this party coming up. Her boss was hosting it at his place. Some huge event with industry people. Influencers. All her coworkers. She talked about it constantly. What she'd wear. Who'd be there. How important it was for her career to make a good impression. Then last Tuesday, we were at her apartment. She was going through her closet, pulling out outfits, asking my opinion. I was half paying attention, scrolling through my phone. "You're coming to Marcus's party on Saturday, right?" she asked. "Yeah, you mentioned it like 10 times. Good. Because I need you to actually try this time. Wear something nice. Maybe that gray jacket you have. And please, for the love of God, don't talk about camping or hiking or whatever random stuff you usually bring up. These are professional people." I looked up. What's that supposed to mean? It means they care about different things than you do. Just try to blend in, okay? Blend in. You know what I mean. No, I really don't. Why don't you explain it to me? She sighed, putting down the dress she was holding. "Nathan, look. I love that you're genuine and down to earth, or whatever. But my friends are a certain way. They care about careers, connections, image. You don't match my circle. When I bring you around, it makes me look out of place. Like I don't belong." I just stared at her. "So I'm an embarrassment." "That's not what I said." "That's exactly what you said. You're embarrassed to be seen with me because I don't fit into your superficial little world." It's not superficial. It is. And the fact that you think I'm the problem here says everything I need to know. She crossed her arms. "So you're not coming to the party? Good to know where I stand. I'll figure it out." She didn't push it. Just went back to looking through her closet like the conversation was over. I left about 20 minutes later. Didn't kiss her goodbye. She texted me that night saying we'd talk later. But I didn't respond. I spent the next couple days thinking about whether I even wanted to stay in this relationship. Maya had shown me exactly how she saw me. As a liability. Someone who didn't elevate her status. And honestly, I was done trying to prove myself to someone who valued appearances over everything else. Then Thursday afternoon, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. "Hey Nathan, it's Marcus. Got your number from Maya a while back. Wanted to reach out personally. Hope you're still coming to the party Saturday. Would be great to see you there. Marcus." Her boss. The guy hosting the party. I was confused. Why would he be texting me directly? Maya and I weren't even on great terms. And she basically told me I was embarrassing her in front of these people. I texted back. "Hey Marcus. Appreciate the invite. But I think I'm going to sit this one out." His response came fast. "That's too bad. I was actually hoping to talk to you about something. Remember that project idea you mentioned at the last dinner?" I had to think back. About a month ago, Maya had dragged me to a work dinner. I'd spent most of it quiet. But at one point Marcus asked me what I did. I'd mentioned that I did some freelance consulting. Helped small businesses with logistics and supply chain stuff. He'd seemed interested. Asked a few questions. But I figured he was just being polite. I texted back. "Yeah. I remember. Didn't think you'd actually care about that. Are you kidding? I've been thinking about it for weeks. Look. I know you and Maya have your thing. But I'd really like to discuss a potential opportunity. No pressure. But if you're free Saturday, let's talk at the party. If not, we can grab coffee next week." I sat there staring at my phone for a solid minute. Marcus, Maya's boss, the guy she was desperate to impress, was personally inviting me to this party. Not because of her. Because of me. I texted back. "I'll be there." Update 1. Saturday came. I didn't tell Maya I was going. She texted me a couple times during the week. Mostly surface-level stuff. "How's your day?" type messages. I kept my responses short. She didn't bring up the fight. And neither did I. Saturday afternoon, she called. "Hey. I'm getting ready for tonight. Just wanted to check in. Are we okay?" "We're fine." "Okay. So you're not coming to the party?" "I didn't say that." "So you are coming?" "I'll figure it out, Maya." She paused. "Nathan, I don't want to fight. If you're upset about what I said." "I'm not upset. I'm just done pretending to be something I'm not so your friends feel comfortable. That's not fair. I'll talk to you later." I hung up before she could respond. I showed up to Marcus' place around 8 p.m. It was exactly what I expected. Massive house. Too many people. Everyone dressed like they were auditioning for a reality show. I wore dark jeans and a blazer. Nothing fancy, but clean. I walked in, grabbed a drink from the bar, and looked around. Didn't see Maya yet. But I spotted Marcus near the kitchen talking to a group of people. He saw me, smiled, and waved me over. "Nathan, glad you made it." He shook my hand like we were old friends. "Let me introduce you to some people." He introduced me to 3 guys, 2 investors, and another business owner. Within 5 minutes, we were deep in conversation about supply chain inefficiencies and logistics solutions. Marcus was genuinely engaged, asking questions, taking notes on his phone. The other guy seemed interested too. About 20 minutes into the conversation, I saw her. Maya walked in with 2 of her coworkers. She looked incredible. Tight black dress, heels, hair perfect. She was mid-laugh about something, scanning the room like she was looking for someone. Then she saw me. Her smile didn't just fade. It collapsed. She froze mid-step, staring at me like I was a ghost. Her friends noticed and followed her gaze. One of them said something, but Maya didn't respond. She just stood there, staring. Marcus noticed. "Oh Maya, come here. I want you to meet." "Oh wait, you already know Nathan." He laughed. "I was just telling him about the consulting project I've been considering. He's got some brilliant ideas." Maya walked over slowly, her expression unreadable. "I didn't know you were coming. Marcus invited me." She looked at Marcus, then back at me. He did. Yeah. Marcus said, oblivious to the tension. I've been wanting to pick Nathan's brain for weeks. You didn't tell me he was this sharp, Maya. You've been holding out on us. One of the investors chimed in. Seriously. We've been talking for 20 minutes, and he's already identified 3 major inefficiencies in our current system. You should have introduced us sooner. Maya forced a smile. Yeah. I guess I should have. Marcus patted my shoulder. Nathan, let's grab a drink and keep talking. Maya, you don't mind if I steal him for a bit, right? She didn't answer. Just nodded stiffly. I followed Marcus to the bar, leaving her standing there with her coworkers. For the next hour, I stayed with Marcus and his group. They were genuinely interested in what I had to say, asked thoughtful questions, exchanged contact info. At one point, Marcus pulled me aside and said, I'm serious about bringing you on for this project. Let's set up a meeting next week. I think we could do something really great together. I'd be interested. Perfect. I'll email you Monday. I glanced across the room. Maya was standing with her friends, but she kept looking over at me. Every time our eyes met, she looked away fast. Around 10 p.m., she finally came over. Her friends had dispersed, and I was standing near the window with my drink. Can we talk? She asked quietly. Sure. She led me to a quieter corner of the house, away from the crowd. Her arms were crossed, her jaw tight. Why didn't you tell me you were coming? You told me I didn't fit in. Figured you didn't want me here. That's not, she stopped herself. I didn't mean it like that. Yes, you did. Okay, fine. Maybe I did. But you made it seem like you weren't coming, and then you just show up and spend the whole night with Marcus and his investors like your best friends. What the hell, Nathan? Marcus invited me. He wanted to talk business. That's it. You didn't think to tell me. You just let me walk in and see you here. Why does it matter? You said I make you look out of place. Seems like I fit in just fine without you. She flinched. That's not fair. Isn't it? You spent months making me feel like I wasn't good enough for your world. Turns out your boss thinks I'm valuable. Funny how that works. So this is what, revenge. You came here to embarrass me. I came here because Marcus asked me to. This has nothing to do with you. She stared at me for a long moment. Then, quietly. So where does that leave us? I don't know, Maya. You tell me. She didn't answer. Just looked down at her drink. I finished mine, set the glass on a nearby table. I'm going to head out. Enjoy the rest of your party. I walked away before she could respond. Update 2. I didn't hear from Maya for 3 days. No texts. No calls. Nothing. I wasn't sure if we were officially broken up or just in some weird limbo. But honestly, I didn't care enough to push it. Monday afternoon, Marcus emailed me. Subject line. Consulting opportunity. Let's talk. He laid out a proposal. Wanted me to come on as a consultant for a 3-month project. Potentially longer if it went well. The pay was solid. More than I'd make freelancing on my own. He wanted to meet Thursday to discuss details. I replied. Sounds great. Let's do it. Tuesday night. Maya finally texted. Can we talk? In person. I didn't respond right away. Let it sit for a few hours. Finally wrote back. Sure. When? Tomorrow? My place. Fine. Wednesday evening. I showed up at her apartment. She answered the door looking tired. No makeup. Hair in a messy bun. Sweats and a t-shirt. Not the polished version of herself she usually presented. Hey, she said quietly. Hey. She let me in. We sat on her couch. Not touching. A full cushion of space between us. I've been thinking a lot about what you said, she started. About how I made you feel. And you're right. I did make it seem like you weren't good enough. Like you were embarrassing me. You did. I know. And I'm sorry. I got so caught up in trying to impress everyone that I forgot what actually matters. You were never the problem, Nathan. I was. I didn't say anything. Just waited. When I saw you at the party with Marcus and those investors, and they were all listening to you like you were the most interesting person in the room, I realized how stupid I'd been. You didn't need me to fit in. You fit in fine on your own. Better than I did, honestly. So what are you saying? I'm saying I was wrong. And if you're willing to give me another chance, I want to do better. I want to be with you because of who you are, not in spite of it. I leaned back, looking at the ceiling. Maya. The problem isn't just that you made me feel bad. It's that you cared more about how I made you look than about me as a person. That's not something you fix with one apology. I know. But I want to try. Do you? Or do you just want to try now because Marcus validated me? Because if he hadn't invited me to that party, would you even be apologizing right now? She didn't answer right away. That told me everything. I don't know. She finally admitted. Maybe not. But does that matter? I see it now. Isn't that enough? No. It's not. Her face fell. So that's it. We're done. Yeah. We're done. She started crying. Not dramatically. Just quiet tears running down her face. I really did love you, you know. Maybe. But not enough. I stood up. She didn't try to stop me. I walked to the door, opened it, then paused. For what it's worth, I hope you figure out what actually matters to you. Because it's not impressing people who don't care about you. I left. Closed the door behind me. Didn't look back. Final update. It's been 6 weeks since that conversation. Maya and I haven't spoken since. I heard through a mutual acquaintance that she's been telling people we grew apart, and that the breakup was mutual. Fine by me. Let her have whatever narrative makes her feel better. Marcus and I had our meeting. I signed on for the consulting project, and it's been going great. We're 2 weeks in, and he's already talking about extending the contract. The pay is good, the work is interesting, and the people I'm working with actually respect what I bring to the table. Turns out, I didn't need Maya's approval to be valued in her world. I just needed to show up as myself. I ran into one of Maya's coworkers at a coffee shop last week. She recognized me, came over to say hi. We chatted for a minute, and then she said, "For what it's worth, I always thought Maya was an idiot for how she treated you. You seem like a good guy." Thanks. I appreciate that. She's been kind of a mess since you guys broke up. I think she realized what she lost. That's not my problem anymore. She smiled. Good for you. I don't think about Maya much these days. When I do, it's not with anger or bitterness. Just relief. Relief that I'm not trying to shrink myself to fit into someone else's idea of who I should be. Relief that I'm building something real, with people who see my value without me having to prove it. I'm Nathan, 29, single, working on a project I actually care about, with people who respect me, and I don't need anyone's circle to validate that.